Hi guys, let's get started balancing equations. Okay, so this is the sheet that I'm going to have on RenWeb, so you can download this, but I just wanted to go over it just really quick. The first part of this is the same thing as the sheet that we just talked about, so I'm not really going to go over this again. This one is the same thing also that we did in the other. So I'm going to have you do this on your own. So down here, let me get that over there where you can see it. This is what we're going to start doing as far as balancing equations. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of examples and then I want you to do the rest of it and we'll talk about it. Okay, so on here, we want to know how many of each element or how many of each atom there are in the equation. Okay, and I've got it under here so it can help you keep up with it. Think of the arrow as an equal sign. Okay, in an equation, you have a chemical reaction on one side. So this one, you're putting phosphorus together with oxygen, and it's producing P4O10. Okay, so really what this means is it produces or it yields, but as far as balancing equations, it really helps you when you keep it in mind that it's treat it like an equal sign. Okay, so you have to have the same number of atoms on this side as you do on this side, the same number of each type. So let's go ahead and do a couple of examples. On here you have one phosphorus, okay, 1P, and then you have 2 oxygen. Okay, now on this side we have 4P and 10 oxygen. Okay, and that's all you have to do on this side. Okay, so let's do one more. Let's do the one under it. You have Hg and O on both sides. So you have one Hg here and one O. On this side, you have one Hg and 2 O's. Okay, and that's all you have to do on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and let you do the rest of that. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek over here of what the actual balancing is. Okay, so let's do one that's really easy, and then I'm going to have you do. Well, let's go ahead and do this first one. Okay, so these can be a little daunting, but once you get it, you got it. So let's look at this. We have Cl, we have Na, and we have Br. Okay, so we're going to figure out how many of each one is Na and Br. So how many of each one you have on each side of the arrow, or the thing that we're treating like an equal sign. So over here you have 2 chlorine, you have 1 Na and 1 Br. Okay, on this side you have 2 Brs, 1 Na and 1 Cl. Okay, so now that you have that, we're going to figure out how we can balance. And this is a little bit of trial and error. So you need to keep in mind that you may want to do these with pencil so that you can figure out the best way to do it. So you can, if you try something and it doesn't work, then you can erase it. Okay? But let's try one like this. You have, let's go from right here. Start with the first one. Cl, you have 2 over here and 1 over here. So if I want to make 2 CLs over here, I can't do anything with these subscripts. All I can do is a coefficient. So if I'm going to put a 2, and I kind of overdid my circle, I'm going to put a 2 right there, and that gives me 2 CLs. It also gives me 2 NAs. Okay? So if you have a coefficient in front of a molecule, it affects everything in that molecule. Okay? So now we have 2 CLs and 2 CLs, so that's good. Then you have 1 Na and 2 NAs. Okay, so let's look back over here. We can't subtract anything. So let's make this Na 2. So we put a 2 right there. Okay, and that makes 2 NAs and 2 BRs. And we're done. Everything is equal. And that's what you're going for. That's what you're trying to do. Okay, let's do one more. You have Na plus Br2 makes NaBr. Okay, so over here we're going to write down what we have. Na equals 1. Okay, so you just have 1. Br is 2 because you have the 2 subscript. On this side, you have Na equals 1 and Br equals 1. Okay, so now the thing we have to change that's not equal is the Br. So let's look at what we can do. We can only put a subscript, we can only put a coefficient. We cannot change or add subscripts. You cannot do anything to these. You can only add a coefficient, and remember that's the number in front of the molecule. So if we do this, we put a 2 here, then that's going to give me 2 NAs and 2 BRs, okay? Because you've got the coefficient, so it's 2 NAs and 2 BRs, okay? So now you have 1 Na over here and 2 NAs over here, but your BRs are equal. So let's put a 2 right here, and now you have 2 NAs. Okay? And when everything's equal, you're done. All right? So try some of these. If you can't do every one, it's okay. We're going to go over them, but I want you to give them a try and see what you can do. Now, there's one at the bottom that says challenge, and it is a challenge. So if you feel adventurous, you can try this one. But if you can't get it, don't worry because it's really hard. Okay, let's make sure that we're good with these up here before we try things like that. Okay, so your assignment is to finish this sheet and then to try some of these. Okay, and we're going to get together and talk about it, but right now I want you to go ahead and practice. Okay, so contact me in email or Remind if you need some help. Otherwise, we will get together the next Zoom meeting and talk about it. Okay, have a good day. Bye.